This is Retta from the Livingston County Library. From skein to stitches, we're going to make a pot holder. Do you end up with a lot of odds and ends and remnants of skeins of yarn, and you ended up with all of these balls? You don't know what to do with all of them? Then you can use them and make pot holders out of them with the odds and ends of yarn, and tie them together. It's all inside, so you can't see them on the outside. These are pot holders that I did, and I just bought some variegated, and I put them with some ends that I had just laying around. So we start by wrapping the yarn around our finger, and then we're making a knot as we pull that thread through the back and make a knot around our hook. Don't make it too tight, but just enough so it will hold. Then we need to get our tension right, so we have to wrap around the yarn around our hand and fingers. So you wrap it around your little finger and then up around your index finger, just like so. Again, we'll do it around your little finger and up around your index finger. So as you're crocheting, your yarn will ease right through your fingers. And once you start learning the stitches and stuff, you'll understand that just let it go, pull right through your fingers. All right, we're going to do the chain stitch, and all we're doing is going up or grabbing our yarn string and pulling it through the loop. That's all we're doing. Grabbing it and pulling it through the loop. Grab it and pull it through the loop. Grab it, pull it through the loop. Grab it, pull it through the loop. Grab it, pull it through the loop, and pull it. We don't want it extra tight, but we want enough to give us a loop and be consistent, because we'll be going back through the loops 2 more times as we go around the edge of the doing the rows. At some point, you'll probably go through your thread, split the yarn in 2, and you'll have to take your hook off, pull your chain, undo your chain, pull your thread out, find where you want to start again, pull that loop, then insert your crochet hook back in the loop and begin again. Just pull it tight enough just to have that chain consistency, and then continue on. And also, you'll probably accidentally take your crochet hook every once in a while out of the loop. Just put it back in and continue on. You continue doing this, and as you can see, we're having a length here, and we're all. Now I'm going to change colors, so I'm cutting one off and tying another color on, just so you can see the stitches. So just tie the ends together. Now we're at the end of our chain. We're going to yarn over, go through one of the loops on the chain, get our yarn, bring it back through the hole, then get our yarn, go through 2 loops that's on our hook, then get our yarn again and go through another 2. Gather our yarn, go through the hole, gather our yarn, go back through the hole, get our yarn, go through 2 loops, and yarn again and back through the 2 loops. Now, when you're finished with all that, you only have 1 loop left, and then you start again. And this is called a double crochet, and we'll be continuing with this stitch for the remainder of the project until the very end, where we whip stitch together. So we've gotten our yarn. We're going to go through. Sometimes it's difficult to figure out where it's at. So go through the loop, get our yarn, go through the loop, get our yarn, go back through the loop, gather yarn, go through 2 loops, gather the yarn, and go through 2 loops. You have 1 left. Again, we'll just continue with this throughout. Now for the next row, I'm changing the color, so I'm tying it again with a white, and just tie the ends together. And to do this end of this, we're going to go into the last couple of stitches here. We're going to, and don't worry about that knot. Now we're going to, this is what it's supposed to look like when you're finished. Now at the end of this, we were going to put some extra stitches in the same hole. So just the double crochet is what we're doing, same stitches we've been doing the whole time here in this one hole, in the same hole here, and the amount, we just want to get around the corner for this. So I put, there's 3 in the same hole. I think I'm going to the next hole here at the end, getting around the corner in this way, is pulling it around, same stitch. I messed up and I have to start again here. Okay, now I'm going to the next stitch, next hole, I should say, and right there where the red and yellow is, and we're right through the chain. Now it's a little bit easier, but we're doing the same exact stitch as we did with the yellow. We're just going back down the other side of it. Round through the hole, around through the loop, 2 loops, round through 2 loops. And anytime that you need to, you can take out a row, a few stitches, just by pulling on the string, and it comes right on out. Back up to where you need to go, and put your hook back in the loop, and then start again. Just continuing on with the next color. I'm at almost the end, and find the loop that I want, the very end loop, and so we're going to put a few in this end. There's 2. There's no 2, 3. I don't know. Depends on what you want. I wouldn't put more than this. Is the only time we're going to put extra stitches in a particular hole. All right, now we're going to take it and we're going to find that top, and we're going through the top loop there. As you can see, there's loops at the top, and we're going through that top loop there and around, back through the loop, around your thing, and back through 2 loops and then 2 loops. Same stitch. We're just going through that different. It's not going to be the chain anymore. It's going to be the top of that row that you had just done for the yellow. Continuing on till the end, just like we had been before. Gather your yarn, go through the loop, gather the yarn, go through the back through the loop, and so forth, and it just keeps on going and going and going. Same exact stitch for the rest of it. As we continue on, we're almost to the end of that row, and we're going to put it in. Each one of those goes around, and I had changed yarn because I wanted you to see the differences. We're not putting extra stitches in here. We're going in every one of the top of those loops. So we're not putting any extras to go around the corner. We did that in that row going around the edge as we do going around the chain. This will gather it together, and it will pull itself up itself. And you just continue on with the same exact stitch. When you go around each corner, you're just going to go in those top holes around each corner and just keep on going, and you don't have to put any extra stitches. This is what it looks like as you're going along. Now, here's an example of several yarns put together. One side has a bunch of knots in it. You're not going to see that side once it's all put together, and that's the other side. Here's another one with several different kinds. Now this one, I bought this yarn as a variegated, and I would just put some cream or brown together with it to finish it off. And it's curling up on its end there on itself. Now when you get it finished, it's going to look like this, and it's going to fold down just like that to make your pot holder. You just flatten it out. Make sure your edges come together like this. If you haven't got it to where it would come in like this, you need to do some more stitching around the edges. Now this needle is dull to the touch, and you're going to leave enough yarn to go through to sew it up. We're going to thread our needle, and we're going to go tie it off. So we're going to go through the loop and maybe through one of the stitches, and to tie it down. And we might go through 1 or 2 times more to. Okay, we're going to whip it together, and what the idea is to somewhat hide your stitches. So you're going to go in one side of the stitch underneath, and then go to the other side and whip it together. Then go from the other side and just sew back and forth between the stitches. closer look there. Into the next stitch, and then cross to whip it together. You might find that you have another technique, but this is just what I found that works for me. And there's always some other way maybe to do these whip it, stitch it together. When you get to the end, then we want to put a few stitches, tie it off. So just like at the other end we did, put through some loops of the stitch and through the loop, and do that a couple of times. Now what I like to do after I've got that done and it looks nice, I kind of go weave back and forth through the stitches and still hide them as much as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just an extra reinforcement. And I kind of pull it and it bunches it up a little bit. And then when I get to the end, I will pull them back or cut the thread, and then pull it, and it will hide itself underneath all of, or in the middle of the pot holder. You won't ever see it.